fellas, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube right now I have one of my builds of the past builds. This time it's not an airplane, it's a submarine, it's a U-boat. I built this about, good Lord heavens, about 11 years ago. Another great Christmas present I got from my beautiful wife. And it's a 1/72 scale. There's a lot of U-boat models out there. You got them in 1/144 scale, and you got them 1/72 scale, and some other kind of box scales out there they have. 1/350 scale, whatever floats your boat, you know. But this 1/72 scale U-boat, it's a big one. Even bigger yet is a Gato class submarine, United States Navy. That's a 52-inch model. This one here is probably graceful 45 inches long. And it's a U-boat. It's a U-552, and this is the type 12 class of U-boat, undersea boot. The Germans pronounce they call it. And it was a very impressive build. And this is actually a multimedia model. They've got what I mean by multimedia is not resins or photo etch parts for the kit, though. Well, although there are photo etch and resin parts out there for this kit, but what I meant to correctly say, for all you radio control buffs out there, there's a watertight compartment cylinder that fits inside the model that can make this model actually submerge and surface just like the real thing. And you're talking a lot of money. I did some research on it, and a watertight compartment for this thing here is almost $200. So this is just more or less on the shelf, collecting dust, blow off, and here it is. Anyway, I'd like to present my undersea boat, U-552, Type 7 class U-boat. This is a big one, fellas. I've done a lot of work on this one. This has all been airbrushed, all been various washes using grays, rust colors, just like the real thing. I'll get as close as I can without knocking something down. There's your twin screws. There's your rudder. Turn on our side. The deck is pretty well presented. I think Alex has one of these. I'm quite sure he does. Here's the close-up of the outer doors for the torpedoes. With that close-up of a 3-inch gun, you can probably see it pretty good. You can see it's pretty well washed. It looks better in real life than it does on this YouTube presentation I'm doing. But this is a big model. Get back and you can see how big it is. This is the Revell 1/72 scale kit. All plastic. A very impressive kit, to say the least. For all you submarine buffs, this kit's a must. And it's expensive. Revell, Germany makes this kit. And they make the Adversary, the Gato Class 2 in 1/72 scale. It's a huge submarine. And it makes a good addition for any submariners out there that in submarines, U-boats, and of this type. These U-boats are very well built They made them good in Germany. And being in the Navy, you know, being in the sewer pipe Navy is one place I wouldn't want to be, because, like I say, you're in a submarine, you're underwater. You get depth charge if something goes wrong, your induction valve goes wrong, you're taking too much water, you can't blow ballast. They're gone. You might as well prepare for implosion. And believe you me, that ocean is deep. There's some areas of the ocean that's 5 to 6 to 7 miles deep. And the crush depth, on a World War II diesel-powered conventional U-boat submarine is 500 feet. You can't go any deeper. And actually, they were designed to go 300 feet, and that's about it. But they can press the envelope up to 500 feet deep. A lot of the U-boat commanders, they knew the depth charge settings on tin cans and corvettes. And when they set the depth charges to a certain depth, most U-boat commanders are taking further the crush depth to get underneath the depth charges to keep them being depth charged. These are easy pickings for the search, shuttle, and flying boat. Same thing with the Coronado PB2Y flying boat, along with the PBY Catalina flying boat. And these U-boats are very well built. They carry a crew of 32 sailors. Living conditions aboard these things is awful. Awful. That's why they call it pig boats, because you can bear the stench. They start smelling people aboard ship like that, no ventilation at all. It's like anything, anybody can get used to anything. And I have a lot of respect for the submariners, sailors that were attached to the U-boat fleets. Even the United States Navy, the sailors aboard the submarines we have nowadays, even the English, they're submarines, and all nations. I have a lot of respect for the submariner sailor. It takes a lot of training, a lot to get used to, because once you're underwater for a long, long time. Especially aboard these nuke boats. Heck, you're underwater for 5 to 6 months. Can you imagine being underwater for 5 to 6 months without seeing the sunshine or getting a breath of fresh air? It takes guts, boys. It takes guts. I'm glad I'm a black shoe sailor, freshwater sailor. I probably could handle it getting down below, you know, in a submarine. I'm pretty strong natured. I get used to anything. But aboard these things, these guys, there's a lot of U-boat losses during the war too. You know, the U-boats gained a lot of fame from 1940 up to 1943. Then they were really losing a lot of U-boats. And of course, by the time we were entering the war, the United States was really building their fleet up. And you had a lot of, even the English, you had the Coastal Command Service, they had Sunderlands, the Lockheed Hudson bombers, the Halifax bombers they used. And of course, we used our Catalinas or our Coronados. And we used, and those PB4Ys too, we used as anti-submarine patrol bombers. And they're pretty well easy to detect from the air, because it's like anything. When you're above the air, when you're in the air, you look down below the ocean, you can see underneath the ocean pretty deep. Especially when they're preparing to dive. You know, a lot of them were sunk by mines, torpedoes, bombs. Some were even captured. But this U-boat is a very good kit. It's a very easy kit to build, fellas, and leaves a lot to desire. And like I say, if you're in the radio control, get a hold of Subcommittee, www.subcommittee. They got a watertight compartment. It's cylinder shaped. It's about the size of a PVC pipe, water pipe. It's got all your servos in there. It's got all your battery packs put in there. It has the receiver in there, everything. All it does is fits inside your submarine. You hook up your diving planes. Hook up your stuffing tubes to your shafts, which operates your twin screws. and you got your Lincoln servo which operates your rudder, you're good to go. And like I say, it's highly expensive. For me, it's a little bit too much for me to spend on something like this. I know nothing about radio controlled submarines. I've heard a lot of horror stories of them, people losing in the goddamn ponds and stuff like that. And there's one case out in California one time. This guy had a Gator class submarine. I think it was 1/32 scale, and probably a good 8-9 feet long. He lost that in 30 feet of water. Never came up. You're dealing with trial and error there. So this is a shelf model, and it's my joy. I enjoy sharing this with you. This is one of my builds of the past. And well, folks, it's about time for me to get off here. I'm getting close to my shut-off time. It's pushed 11 minutes, and I would like to share this with you. And I know you enjoy it as much as I built it and have it in my own collections. And I'd like to thank everybody out there for your comments. I'd like to thank everybody out there for tuning in. And please subscribe. And like Lenny says, paint your fingers, paint your face, good to your mom, you square with the house. And you're all set, boys. Anyway, fellas, time to sign off. And thank you very much, guys. And we'll catch you later. Next one will be the Albatross. And the conclusion of my F-100 Speedy 197 Group Cold War Jet Aircraft build, Part 2. And thank you, boys. We'll all catch you later now. Bye, boys.